ready to make some homemade dumplings. Wait a minute, almost homemade dumplings. And the reason I say that, who wants to roll out dough and all that? These things are good. These are Mary B's open kettle dumplings, frozen. So I use, a lot of times I'll use 1.5 packs and sometimes 2. So what I do is I boil 8, 10, 12, whatever's in a large pack of, I use chicken thighs because they're juicier and, greasy. Okay, so I boil them, and I've already boiled them to save time on here. And I'm going to use probably about half of them and take the meat off and put it into the dumplings toward the end. But I use big hunks because my husband Ronnie does not like the boiled chicken, so he can pick it out. And if you scramble it all up thin, then people can't hardly pick it out. So I like to do that. But anyway, so I use these, and I take the chicken out of my pot, and then I bring them to a boil, and I add some salt and pepper. And then there's usually never enough. There's never enough broth left, seems like, to make my dumplings, but I do use the broth that's left or in the pot. So I always have either this, sometimes a bigger thing, or you can buy it in cans, but chicken broth. And I add chicken broth to fill my boiler about, over halfway. And when I take my dumplings, make sure you keep them frozen until you're ready to use them, because if they start getting soggy ahead of time, they won't do as well. So what I like to do is to get mine out, and I take a knife like this with mine. Let's see, I hope these will do good today. And I just like to go down here and kind of do them apart. These feel like that they are maybe not as cold as they need to be. Not cold. Here we go. I like to just kind of do them apart, and I'll show you what I do with them next. And I usually, like I said, I'll use a whole pack and at least a half of the other. Some people like to put cream of chicken soup to make their dumplings thicker. You could definitely do that. However, I don't do that. I may have done it once or twice before, but pretty much I don't. And actually the salt, pepper, the chicken broth, and putting some of the chicken back in it, and these dumplings is pretty much what I use. My family loves these dumplings, and when I take it off to places to eat, as a matter of fact, we eat every Sunday night after church, and that's what I'm fixing this for. So they always like them, and so I just usually do them in about 4 pieces, but you want your water boiling good so that as you put it, and you're kind of spacing them out, you're not just wadding them up together, so they can kind of cook as they're going into the water. And so I like to do them maybe like that, but keep the water boiling. And so, of course, the first step always is to wash your hands. You know that without me saying that, but that would be the first step, because you're all going to be using your hands to handle the, but this says, and then I'll stir them along, and let them kind of cook just a little. Now, when I get them all in here, and let's see if I can do this right here. When I get these all in here, then I will let them, I'll put a lid on them and cut them down, and I will let them cook for probably 20 or 30 minutes, maybe 20, I don't know. You can kind of tell when they're done, but I do turn them down and put a lid, so therefore I can walk off. But to begin with, you're going to be standing over them. And like I said, they're pretty good this way. So if you have never tried them, and now if you like to roll your dough and do all that, by all means go for it. I grew up eating those they're very delicious. But I took the easy way out. But I don't like to use just chicken broth without boiling my actual chicken, because the broth is so much richer and better when you boil the chicken. I don't mind adding some, but I definitely like to use my actual chicken broth, and then I like to put some of the actual chicken back in it. And maybe when I get these in here cooking, to keep you from just hanging on, we might can entertain you a little bit while they are cooking, so you can see the final result without me having to get off and to come back on here. I don't know if my freezer wasn't freezing these. They don't seem quite as frozen as they normally do, so I hope they turn out all right. I feel like they will be eaten though. So, see how they're looking. Now, if I'm not going to eat them right then, and like actually tonight, it'll be later this evening before we eat. I like to make them a little on the juicier side because they will get stiffer when they sit. If you make them just right when you get through, that's fine if you're eating them right then. But if you're not, they get a little bit too dry. But you can also add chicken broth if they're too dry and heat them in the microwave like we would eat leftovers, but I just get them out and heat them in the microwave. And usually they don't have to have anything added, but if you were to get them too dry, by all means you can do that. So I'm going to just leave those little pieces, and I'm going to grab another one, pack, and okay, so I'm going to use at least half of this pack. So here we go. Again, I like to just do them apart like this myself so that I can kind of have them ready to break up. It makes it easier for me to get them apart because you do want to keep them frozen. And sometimes they can be a little aggravating. Now these feel more like what I'm used to. They're, a little bit more frozen. I think the others was sitting in a bag, 2 of them in a plastic bag, and I don't know if that affected it, but anyway, as you get to it, there it is. I was wondering if when I get this going, if we might could play or sing them something. You might could. Somebody said your song this morning. Oops. Well, I've got my work cut out for me when I get off getting that from behind there. But let's see if I can get this off. So, see, they do want to be aggravating sometimes. So that is something to deal with right here. But other than that, I think this end will be better. Okay. So you see how they're looking in there? Now you could leave them longer, but they're easier to eat to me if they're broken up a little smaller here. So I do them in about usually 4 parts, occasionally more. Try to kind of stir them, let them cook. They're going in. Let me put a few more of these at least. Get this off the end here. Okay. These are going to be stubborn. I do have another pack. But if you get on a live video, the things will not just turn out like they normally would. That's what makes a live a lot of fun, because you get to see the raw deal. You get to see all the mishaps and how to handle that and what to do if it messes up. Can you be thinking of any song we could do or you could do actually? Huh? You can. I could cut this down.
I heard.
Oh.
Splashing like water.
Oh, that water. That broth. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of this on this side right here, and I think that'll about do it. Okay. All right. Here we go. You want to be careful not to cut yourself now. All right, I think that's going to be good enough. So here we go. This is how they're looking right now. And of course they've got to cook. I'm going to put this lid, but I'm going to add a little, looks like I might need to add a little pepper. Because I can't hardly tell if I've even got it.
Add a lot.
Kelvin says added a lot. It's according to how much you like, but I will add some where you can tell there is some in there. I'm going to add just a little more salt. I try not to get them too salty because, as we all know, it's easier to add salt than take it away, right? All right, so when you do that, you still want them to cook, but you can put a lid and you can cut them down. And maybe 20 minutes, check them, 15, 20, 30 at the most. I don't know. I don't ever time stuff exactly, or hardly ever do. I can hold it if you can think of something you can at least play or maybe sing. I can hold the camera so y'all don't have to just stand here and look at this. There you go. Let's see. I've got it on you now. Because this is the way you can get a little entertainment while waiting for this to cook instead of having to watch the dumplings cook. So we'll see here. What you gonna say? Don't know yet. Anybody have any suggestion? No, he says don't take suggestions. All right, cut loose on this one.
Well, I'm tired and so weary, but I must go along till the Lord comes and calls me away. Oh, yes, well, the morning's so bright and the lamp is the light, and the night is black as the sea. Oh, yeah, there will be peace in the valley for me someday. There will be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. There will be peace in the valley for me, for me. Well, the bear will be gentle and the wolves will be tame, and the lion shall lay down by the lane. Oh yeah, and the beast from the wild shall be led by a child, and I'll be changed from this creature that I am. Oh yes, there will be peace in the valley for me someday. There'll be peace in the valley for me. Oh Lord, I pray there'll be no sadness, no sorrow, no trouble I see. Oh, there will be peace in the valley for me.
All right, that's 18-year-old Kelton. If you can come up with another one, I'm gonna let him be looking at the dumplings here and see how they're coming along. Woo, look at the steam. There we go. Look at here. These are looking good, aren't they? I'm gonna stir them here. They're looking mighty good. You just come on over to Glenwood tonight to church and have some dumplings and whatever else everybody's fixing. But these are looking good. You just want to stir them every once in a while. Good old dumplings. And like I said, I'll put some chicken back in it toward the end. And what I'll do is I'll get this chicken off the bone, some of it, but I'll do some bigger hunks of it like this, like that. Just maybe that when you get ready, and I'll turn it back the other way. We're gonna put some of this in it, kind of at the end. All right, you about ready? All right, let's see what he's got.
I just said no.
Oh, you said no? Okay, he's not ready. Okay, let's look at my chicken then. All right, so you let me know when you're ready, but like I said, you take the skin off. Well, I didn't say that, but I'm saying it now. Take the skin off and get you some just big hunks of it, because that way anybody that don't like chicken can pull it off. I mean, take it out, because my husband Monty don't like the boiled chicken, so he takes his out of the dumplings. So I just put about half the amount of the chicken into the dumplings right at the end when I finish. And so that's how that's looking, and I'm gonna see if he's got us another song, and then maybe they'll be ready for y'all to look at. All right, you about got another one?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, here we go. He's gonna sing you one more, and then we're gonna look at the dumplings and let you go.
And I dream in the morning that she brings me water, and I dream in the evening that she brings me wine. Just a poor man's daughter, Port of Penasco, south of the border in New Mexico. There's a great hot desert south of Mexicali, and if you don't have water, you better not go. He won't get you across that desert to Evangelina and New Mexico. The fire I feel for the woman I love is driving me insane, knowing she's waiting and I can't get there. God only knows that I rack my brains trying to find a way to reach that woman in New Mexico. I met a kind man, he guarded the border. He said, you don't need papers, I'll let you go. I can tell that you love her by the look in your eyes now. She's the rose of the desert in New Mexico. And the fire I feel for the woman I love is driving me insane, knowing she's waiting and I can't get there. And God only knows that I rack my brain to try to find a way to reach that woman in New Mexico. And I dream in the morning that she brings me water, and I dream in the evening that she brings me wine. Just a poor man's daughter from Port of Penasco, south of the border in New Mexico. Evangelina, I miss you so.
All right, let's look at these dumplings. See how we're coming on the dumplings. All right, and we're gonna start putting some chicken in here. And here we go. Like I said, I'm gonna put some more, but they should be getting pretty close now. There we go. See, and I might not should have got the chicken so tender because it's going to fall all apart and be small pieces after all if we're not careful here. And I'm actually trying to do this kind of one-handed. Let's see. All right, so anyway, if you want some almost homemade dumplings and you don't want to roll the dough and knead your dough or roll it or anything else, and you don't want to actually do that part, just get you some of these Mary B's. Let's see here. They're called, all right, Mary B's open kettle dumplings. They're frozen like that right there. And I just break mine into about 4, in case you're coming on later. I break mine into about 4 parts. But I boil my chicken and use the broth, and then to have enough of broth, I add some more chicken broth and get maybe over half of a pan boiler. And then I use 1.5, sometimes 2. Sometimes I'll put a little bit more broth and use the whole 2 pats of dumplings. So then I'll add some chicken back in big hunks so that anybody that don't like the boiled chicken can take it out. And this is what we're going to have after church tonight, along with whatever anybody else is feeding. And so I had my hand in the way. Well, still do. Oops, I turned it around. You can see me now, huh? Okay. Let's see if I can figure out how to turn this back around now. Well, all right, Kelton, I've got it turned around. So now they're seeing me, so you play and I'll sing something right quick. What can I sing though?
Wait. There we go. No, back on you now.
You got it back? Okay. Let's look at these dumplings then. Let's look at these good dumplings. Okay, I don't want to get burned, so let me grab a thing and I'll show you the dumplings and get off of here. Some of them may be having to get ready to go to church. Got it? Look at here. Like good old dumplings. And is there something right quick or we could sing or something? Let's see. Hold on a second.
With a circle.
Yeah, he wouldn't do that. He's trying to get somebody else to sing, but I guess we'll have to just get off unless you can think of something right quick.
I got some right here.
Okay. He'll sing you one more and then we'll sign off here.
Look down.
Is that the one Gomer
The
did?
lonesome road before you travel on. Look up, and seek your maker before Gabriel blows his horn.
I see that's how you make them too, Jennifer. Good deal.
I'm weary, toting such a heavy load, trudging down that lonesome road. Look down that lonesome road before you travel on. True love, what have I done that you should treat me so? You caused me to walk and talk like I never did here before. I'm weary, toting such a heavy load, trudging down that lonesome road. down that lonesome road before you travel on, before you travel on, before you travel on.
All right, if you stayed here, thank you. And if you stayed here to the end of this, I'd like to ask you to share this and pass it on around and let everybody else see how to make some dumplings. And also, if you've not already subscribed to my YouTube channel, look it up under Norma Jean Wallace or at Normie's Tidbits. And subscribe, because we're going to have a cash prize drawing when we reach 250 subscribers, and we're almost at 150 already. So, and it's only been about 3 months, so we should be getting there before too long. So be sure and do that. And some of the things on there are on here, and some are on there that's not on here. Thank you for watching, and go make you some dumplings this week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.